I just wanted to walk through some probability problems. Just remember that probability is represented by the part over the whole, and that typically will be a fraction, but that can be represented as a decimal number. So I wanted to make sure, first of all, that you understand that it will be some number between 0 and 1, usually in decimal form, but it can be in fraction form. So this chart is showing the number of females that prefer dark chocolate, milk chocolate, and white chocolate. And then that has two total columns for us, so that's good. If those aren't ever there, you will need to total everything up yourself. The number of males, and so basically we have males and females and what their chocolate preference is, dark chocolate, milk chocolate, or white chocolate. So remember, again, everything's always going to be the part over the whole. So the first type of problem we have, I just call it the regular probability problem, is what is the probability that if you choose one person from all those that you choose a female? Well, the part that are female is 204 over the total is 400. So 204 over 400 ends up equaling 0.51 when it's rounded to two decimal places. Okay, so then the next one, let's just go through these examples. Probability that you choose someone that prefers milk chocolate. So we go to the total of all the people that like milk chocolate, 114, over the total, which is 400. And that again gives us a decimal number. If you put that in your calculator, 0.29, make sure you're rounding properly. Okay, so that's the first type. The second type I call the ands. So what is the probability that you choose one person and that person is male and has the preference of milk chocolate? So if it's male and milk chocolate, then if you'll just go to your chart, and these are all the males that prefer milk chocolate right here. So 63 over our 400. Number 4, another and. What is the probability if you choose one person from those 400 that it will be a female and that person prefers white chocolate? So here's your and again. So go to female and white chocolate. So that's 37 over 400. That decimal ends up being 0.09. So hopefully that helps you understand the first two types of problems. I call them just normal probability and the and probabilities. Let's take a look at the or probabilities because sometimes that confuses people. So we'll talk about this first one. So we're going to choose one person, and what's the probability that we choose somebody that is either male or prefers milk chocolate? So let's think about that for a minute. All the males, there's 196 over 400. So that's this left circle, all males, 196 over 400. We also need to get all the people that prefer milk chocolate. So prefer milk chocolate is 114 over 400. Now let's think about it. So this left circle is all my males, period. My right circle is all the people that prefer milk, period. But what about those males that prefer milk? These two circles overlap, so I've actually counted these people in here twice. So you have to subtract off the males and the milk. Okay, you have to subtract off that probability in simple terms. So again, if it's an or, go get male. Probability of male is 196 over 400. Go get milk. Prefer milk is 114 over 400. So that's just what we were doing above with the but remember you counted these in twice. So subtract all the males that prefer the milk chocolate. So male and milk chocolate is 63. So this middle part is 63 over 400. So make sure when you're working a probability with or that you subtract over you subtract off if there is overlap. And we can have males that also prefer milk chocolate. All right, so let's do one more of those that we can talk about. So what if it's a female or white chocolate? So probability of getting a female, 204 over 400. Probability of choosing somebody that likes white chocolate, 83 over 400. But what about all those females that prefer the white chocolate? We counted those in twice, so we have to subtract off 37 over 400. Okay, so regular, ands, ors. There is one that's a not. You don't have to worry about that. Probability of not dark chocolate, you could just go get the probability of those who like the other two and add them together. But you can also always take 1 minus the probability that they like dark chocolate. Okay, that's probably the easiest way. So what is the probability you choose somebody that doesn't like dark chocolate? You could go add up the white chocolate people and the milk chocolate people, or you can just say 1 minus all the people that prefer dark chocolate, which is 203 over 400. So 1 minus the 203 over 400. So that I can kind of consider the fourth type that says not. There aren't a whole lot of those. And then the one that confuses people the most is the ones that are written with the words given that. That is the fifth type. So let's take a look at that. What is it would be worded such as this. What is the probability you choose a female given that the female, or given that we already know the female prefers milk chocolate? Okay, so as soon as you see given that, I want you to set up your problem. It'll look like this. This says the probability that you choose a female given that that female already prefers milk chocolate. The way you set that up is probability of female and milk, so female and milk, divided by the second part, that given that part, probability of milk. So again, probability of female given that you already know they prefer milk chocolate, change that into probability of female and milk divided by the probability of milk. So let's talk about the probability of female and milk. Remember, we go up here and we go female and milk preference is 51 over 400. And we're going to divide that by probability the person likes milk chocolate, which is 114 over 400. Divide those, be careful dividing your fractions. That's going to end up being 51 over 114, which is 0.45 on your calculator. And then let's do one more of that given that problems. What is the probability you choose a male given that there's already a claim that the males prefer dark chocolate? Okay, so those would be written in slightly different ways, but typically you'll see the word given that. So male, given that they already prefer dark chocolate, change that to probability of male and dark divided by probability of that second part, dark. So probability of male and dark chocolate preference is right here, 87 over 400. And we're going to divide that by that second part, probability of dark, 203 over 400. When you divide those, we'll come out with 87 over 203. Do those on your calculator. If you have certain types of calculators, you might need to put your fractions each in parentheses with a divided sign in between them, but you should get 0.43. So I hope that helps you with the 5 different types of probability problems.